Hi, I'm Tommy Knepper. I'm CEO and co-founder of Infield Strategies. We are a nationwide grassroots outreach firm. I'm here to talk to you today about starting your campaign. There are 6 things that you need to have in place and ready to roll day 1 of your political campaign. 1, you need to have your house list developed. What is your house list? Your house list is your fundraising list of your friends, family, associates, coworkers, anyone that you've met along the years that you think you can call on to send you a check to donate to your campaign. And then you need to write a dollar amount next to those names. So if you think you can raise $500, $200, $5,000 off that person or that couple, you need to have those names listed and you need to have that dollar amount listed next to them. And it needs to be a realistic amount because that is your seed money. In addition to your own funds that you're going to put into your campaign yourself, that house list is your seed money. That's essentially your investment money. That's what's getting your campaign off the ground. And so you need to have that list fully developed and ready to call through day 1 if you haven't already started to fundraise from it. In an advisory type role based on where you're running. Some states allow you to fundraise a little early, but you need to have that list developed at a minimum if you haven't already started fundraising from them. 2, you need to hire a treasurer. The treasurer is arguably the most important position you'll hire on your campaign because they will keep you out of legal trouble. As you raise those dollars from your house list, as you fund the campaign yourself and spend those dollars that you've funded, or as you go out and fundraise additional dollars, your treasurer will make sure you have your filings correct, you're documenting those dollars raised correctly, you're filing correct reports and when you need to report them. And so you need to have that position identified and hired on day 1. Don't wait, or you can find yourself in legal trouble, and that's the last thing you want to do when you're running for office. 3, you need to either have pulled papers or understand what the process is to pull papers. No matter what office you're running for, there is some sort of legal requirement at a local, state, or federal level to pull papers, to get enough signatures, to pay a fee, whatever it is, to submit a ballot statement. Various states and various municipalities, federal laws are different, but you need to understand, depending on what office you're running for, what those rules are, and either have pulled papers properly or be in a proper legal standing in order to start your campaign and pull papers in the future. What I mean by that are some states or localities allow you to start soft campaigning or use an exploratory committee to start campaigning before you actually officially pull papers. But so make sure you've either pulled papers or understand the process to make sure you're not crossing any legal lines and campaigning when you shouldn't officially be campaigning. 4, you need to hire a campaign manager or a day-to-day consultant. Your job as a candidate is to campaign. You're the only person who can campaign. You're the only person who can fundraise. You're the only person who can go out and raise those additional funds that you need to succeed. Yes, when you're not able to fundraise, you can also be campaigning, especially for local office. You can be knocking on doors and talking to voters, going to events, fairs, parades, etc. But by and large, your day-to-day time is going to be spent as a candidate, fundraising, talking to groups, talking to swaths of voters, going to committee meetings, going to local Lincoln Club meetings, etc. You need someone handling the day-to-day activities, the person chasing down checks, the person handling volunteer calls, the person handling your local establishment calls. The last thing you want or need is bad publicity up front or out of the gate of someone, a journalist, a local donor, a volunteer trying to call your office and getting no response for days or weeks. So make sure you have someone in place who can oversee the day-to-day activities of your campaign, who can help you chase down those checks, who can help you respond to volunteers, who can help keep an office open, because your job, again, will be better spent fundraising, going to events, etc. Develop a realistic campaign plan. You absolutely need to have a path to victory. It doesn't help to go out and campaign for a seat that you can never win. You're going to waste your seed money's dollars, so your friends, family, associates that you raise money from, those dollars will be wasted if you can't win. So you need to have a realistic campaign plan and a path to victory on day 1, or it's probably not worth running for office, or at least not worth spending lots of dollars running for office. So what do I mean by that? Is there enough votes to win? Is there a path to victory? Is the incumbent you're running against weak enough? Is it an open seat and there's enough voters you think you can secure based on your past, your reputation, etc., for you to win. And then how are you going to get there? So where are those dollars going to be spent? How are you going to talk to those voters? Working backwards from election day, what events are you going to go to? How much staff are you going to hire? How much money are you going to put in grassroots outreach and digital and mail, etc.? You need to have that whole pathway mapped out, and make sure you have that whole plan in place on day one, because you don't want to come out of the gate sputtering. You want to make sure you understand how you're going to win and how you're going to get there, so that when you're talking to donors and local community members, they understand that you have a realistic and very clear path to victory. You know how to get there. You've put a good team in place, and if they give you the dollars, if they invest in you with their dollars, that you will use those dollars wisely and get to victory. So have that plan in place on day one. And then number 6, you need to start fundraising. Your seed money comes from your house list. That should be fully developed, and you need to start calling them right away. You also need to start additional fundraising. So either go out and hire a fundraiser, or start putting together events, get the word out, start email blasts, what have you. But you need to start at a minimum raising off of that seed money. The fundraising, the dollars in your bank account, obviously that's the blood of your campaign. That's how everything runs. But it also shows the local establishment, the local community, that you are a serious contender, that you understand that financing, that fundraising is one of your best assets that you have as a candidate, and that will allow these other investors, other potential donors, other committee members or supporters, people you're trying to gain their endorsement. It shows them that you are active, you understand how to campaign, you understand what they need, what you need to win, and you're taking it seriously, and you're out there and fundraising for your campaign already. If you have those 6 things in place, you're in a really good spot, and you are off to a great start on day one.